But it's kind of interesting with you now because it actually provides um, there's a chat room out there, and as far as I know, you um, don't need an account out there. I don't think don't quote me on that, but you can also just log in with your Google account. There's several other ones you can do. Google's just the one I have because it's the same kind as my YouTube. But yeah, so um, if you're out there not aware, this is the first time you're seeing this, you're actually podcast. So I'm just trying, seeing what it would be like to push it out to you now. We'll see whether it works or whether it doesn't. Whether we get anybody to come out. Um, but yeah, um, podcast. So I think we're at 10 or 15 minutes before we're gonna start. Get some cover up. Oh, actually, about 10 minutes or so. So pre-show right now. I'm getting ready to rock and roll here. Um, but yeah, but yeah, if you jump out to either um, or YouTube right now, getting ready to go live on Mixler, but on YouNow or if you go out to Mixler, Mixler you need a Mixler account. But then there's a chat room, so you can jump out either of those places. Chat in. Think sometime probably in June we'll be throwing out, getting it to the point where you guys can call in on calling questions, um, and tell me and calling questions and I can answer them up. But yeah, so getting ready to rock and roll here. Got a cool show ready to rock and roll. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're rocking and rolling. I don't. Is this going? I gotta see if this is sure this is rocking and rolling. Just making sure. 'Cause, testing. 1, 2. 1, 2. I feel like this isn't. Testing. 1, 2. 1, 2. Well, it's picking up. I don't know. Talking into the microphone. That thing is working. Working? Or it looks like it is. Talking. Doo-doo. Oh, there it is. Talking. Okay. I just couldn't see the looking at the lights back on my task cam behind my soundboard. My, my soundboard that is totally overkill. Just quick pick up. Let's see. Yeah, see there, you can see it. Behemoth. Oops. Monitor going out. Oops, that was not okay. Everything's still okay. Unplugged the VGA cable from the adapter to coming into my Mac. I love this thing on yeah, it says you are number one on hashtag tech. Because there's only one person. There's I'm the only one broadcasting on hashtag tech. Sweet. Got a new person out there on you now watching. This is just pre-show for a podcast. We do it out uh, on YouTube. Is usually where it broadcasts. We also broadcast out on Mixler. Just talking about cool ways to do tech and to do it cheaply. Hey, if you're out there, I was curious to see who's watching. Uh, Always kind of interested, trying to build the ways people can interact with me on the show. Because I think that the podcasts I watch, that's what I enjoy. Like, if I'm going to come out and watch it live, that's why I want to come out live because I want to get in the chat room and interact with the host. And I don't know. I always find it super fun when I say something in the chat room and the host mentions it, and so I kind of want to do that too. Um, so that's kind of why I'm trying to explore some of these options where they would give me a live chat room. But so we're exploring new ways to do things. Um, but I think we're getting ready to start here in about a minute. We usually come out Fridays, 8:30 p.m. Pretty much every week. We had a few weeks, a couple weeks. We went off a week and then back on a week and then off and then back on. It's been busy, busy, busy. But now the summer is here. Um, actually um I work over at a college near me, Grace University. Um, so summer can be it's a little bit different, and I kind of switched up summer schedule, and we we work 4-day weeks, and that's great. But yeah, if you're out there in chat on you now, um, say hello. Tell me who you are. Tell me, tell me what is that tech project that you wish that you could do, but you don't have the money to do it. And future we'll explore it, look at it, figure out how to do it on the cheap, because that's what we do. Looking at ways to reuse old tech, like old computers, stuff like that, or just trying to do those projects that you have for cheap. Yeah, and I mean, this actually right now we're getting ready to start. It's 8:31. It is time to start. This is Pete's Tech Den show number 18. It's where we explore ways to turn what other people see as trash into our treasure, and also how to just, in general, do check on the cheap. How to do tech without breaking the bank. Um, and also occasionally we'll dive into some of the moral issues and stuff that comes along with technology and how we use it and how it affects our everyday lives. I'm a Christian, so when we dive into those shows, they do coming from it from a very biblical perspective. And it's just not something you gotta be aware of. I also want to just throw you, if you're just jumping in now, realize this is not a 5 6-minute video. We usually go for an hour and 15 minutes. So it's a long show. We really dive in and look at stuff. Super cool. But yeah, just want to throw that out there. So you know, I mean, if you're looking for a 5-6 minute video, yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of those out there on these topics. We're just looking at ways and looking a little more in depth and really exploring things out, and sometimes covering multiple topics, like we are tonight. Um, but yeah, so that's what we do. We're out on you now tonight. Just exploring that, beginning to kind of explore different avenues of getting the podcast out and trying to make it more available to you guys where you guys are. You can join chat rooms up on YouNow, which I'm not sure whether you need an account. I don't think you do, but if you do, it's just you can sign in with like your Google account. Pretty simple. Um, or jump out to Mixler. Got a Mixler chat room. That one you need a Mixler account. And actually, that reminds me, I need to go live on Mixler because I haven't. So, and it also reminds me, Mixler is firing up. Show title in. Okay, so now we're broadcasting out to Mixler, to rocking it out, getting all those. And it reminds me, I need to quick go. Oh, so many things. I'm sure eventually I will get all these things down and it'll be very smooth and everything will just run like clockwork. But I'm still okay. I haven't even hit show 20. I'm still working this thing out. And there, we're live on Mixler, rocking it out there. But yeah, Mixler. It's mixler.com/Pete's no apostrophe dash tech dash den. Or you can just go out to Pete's Tech 10. I guess you just go out to Pete's Tech 10.wordpress.com. You can find our, top, you'll find link to Mixler. Go there. You find the live page, which normally I have updated, which I haven't. Which is what I'm going to do now. I gotta log in. But yeah, so if you go to piecesstackden.wordpress.com, you gotta be kidding me. This is what happens when you try to do a live podcast and then you realize you forget the live page. Very bad. And you're trying to be secure and set up things like two-factor authentication. There we go. Off and running. Just gotta get to the right. Okay, Well, I'm working on that kind of. This is the thing. He's got like it's like you think you have all this time and you're doing okay and you're ready to rock it out, and then boom, something happens and it's like, oh, I forgot to do that and that and that and that, and then you're like, I just ran out of time. So now, catch that show every week. You can just go to PTD19.wordpress.com/live. Find the YouTube right there. All right, come out and join us. Um, all on you now. I think we'll probably give this at least a try for a few weeks and see who comes out, who joins us. It's saying one person's out there. I don't know who they are. If you're out there, give me a shout. I'll give you a shout out. But yeah, if you just go out to PTD19.wordpress.com, I said that so many times. But that's where you'll find everything. All the shows get posted out there. I will be hope will be working on uh, show notes this weekend. I got a bunch of show notes up. It's one of those things that's like it should be simple, but they're not right now. That's the frustrating thing. I also see up at the top Amazon. I got Amazon. That just goes to my affiliate link, and if you go there, click on that, and then go that way. Then I get a little bit of kickback. It doesn't cost you anything more. Just gives us a little bit of money, which hoping once we start getting some money in through that, do some fun things that will benefit you and hopefully generate some great content for the show. But yeah, like I was saying a little while ago, throw this out there. Like if you have a tech project, something that you really wanted to do, but you just don't have the money for, shoot me an email at pdenner dot no pdenner at outlook.com, and we'll do a show about it. We'll find a way to do it on the cheap. But let's jump into back to the show now. One thing I just want to throw out there right here at the beginning. If you haven't been watching the show, if you jump back to that it was episode 14, so 5 episodes ago, um, talked about a smartwatch that I had gotten cheaply, kind of an off-brand Android one that I got for $35. Yeah, let's just say there's a reason. There might have been a reason they were that cheap. Sometimes when you buy something cheap, you get what you pay for. Um, but yeah, here it is. You'll notice that there is something missing. This piece. I don't know if you can see this. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it there. Yeah, just snapped off. I noticed that it was. I had taken it off and laid it on top of my. I laid it on my headboard, and then a notification went off, and so I picked it up, woke up later. Um, and like it looked like it was fine, and it well no, so what happened was the band was off, so that had happened once before, and so I tried to stick it back in, and it kind of popped in, and then you saw this piece just like start bending and then snapped off. So I mean, everything else is fine. I keep thinking I want to hold it up here, and it's like no, you don't. I mean, everything else on the watch works fine. All the electronics still work fine. So I just want to throw it out there because, well, one, you may not want to buy this watch because the problem is this outside of the is like cheap plastic. So I have gotten another one um, with a metal housing. I specifically looked at materials, like what materials they were making it with. So I got another one. I will hopefully be getting that soon. It's another cheap one, different brand. Um, but also off eBay. So I would I would be hesitant. I mean, this this watch. I mean, when it was working, it was great. But I don't know if you're gonna be putting it on your wrist, like, and everything that kind of happens during the day. Yeah, I don't want to have to be worried about it. The cheap plastic breaking. So much for that. Although I will still say this band was awesome. But I don't know if I can really use the band. Yeah, so if anybody out there has any ideas, any crazy ideas of what they think they could do with a broken smartwatch, I mean, is there something we can do with the electronics inside? I don't. I should probably see if I can take it apart and see if I could do something with it. Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know if the can I take it out of the housing without losing the touch screen interface. Um, trying to think if there's a use for that. If you guys have any ideas, feel free to shoot them out in either of the chat rooms or shoot me an email. It's pdennert@outlook.com. But yeah, that was the first thing I just wanted to touch on. Wanted to throw that out there. I was bummed. I was really enjoying it. Because I mean, it was nice not have to go pull out your phone every time, every little notification, just to be able to quickly trace. Okay, that's what the email was, you know. And I mean, you didn't get to see like you weren't able to actually read the email, but you could like see name, like who it was from, and subject. So a lot of times that's enough to see what um, what the email was about and know whether was it is it something urgent where I need to look at it. Is it something I can just kind of okay, that's fine. Or is that junk mail I can really ignore that? And it was battery wise, it was I don't know if I just got in a rhythm with it, but it was really rocking it out. I mean, I was usually able to get at least 2 or 3 days on the battery. So I was I was super impressed with it. But yeah, that's that. The other thing, kind of the main topic for tonight is these lovely guys. Now I have some of these. These are these ones I have here are not going to pull that one apart because that one has screws. These are Raspberry Pis. Oops. I always keep thinking the camera's up there when it's really down here. Um, that's one. But yeah, Raspberry Pis. This is what it's like. It's a plastic case, not coming apart easily because it's got 4 screws in the corner. Um, I did have it. It's just that, and then I have a card. It's just a card. This is a card reader, and then a micro SD card. Um, and this is a 8 gig. That's what I'm actually wrapping up to do some security testing on my network. What was obsessed with security? Um, but yeah, so that's a this is a oops. This is a B. They've now come out with the. Actually, I want to pop one of these. So I've got a couple of UVs and then one of the and then one of the P pluses that I got. B plus, I'm actually hoping to use in podcast. Really, I kind of going to compare the size because I feel like the B plus is actually as like I mean these things are already small, you know, tiny. I mean, they're already small there. But I feel like the B plus is even small. But I haven't actually. They may not. It's a smidge, not quite as wide, but it's like it's not easily. It's just a touch. But the big difference is that one has 2 USB 2s and Ethernet. Then you got your video RCA, 1/8" audio, and you got your big, I forget what it's called, connector there. You can connect a bunch of things. And HDMI. It's got power, which is there, it's micro USB. This one still has the audio, 1/8". It's got HDMI again. Micro power is there now. Got a little bit bigger, more pins here, so you can do more. There's all kinds of cool stuff that you can add on here. Camera add-ons, all kinds of stuff. But this is the big difference. 4 USB ports and Ethernet. So I basically got rid of the RCA video. I feel like most people probably didn't. Probably this one actually has a. This one has a full gig RAM. But the super cool thing about this is that you can is the cost is why it fits in with what the show is all about. Because you can generally get them for about $35. I actually picked up my B Plus on sale, and um, and I got it for 30, I think 31 or 2, something like that. It's a few dollars off. It doesn't say. I'm pretty sure these have a. Yeah, because I got the B at the B512, so 512 gigs of RAM, and then it's got an ARM processor. And then this guy has a full gig. And the other big thing is that you can kind of see right there, there's a spot. Like, so basically what you do for the hard drive is this guy takes a regular SSD, not SSD, SD card, which I can actually just kind of like this guy. That's usually what you can also just stick a USB drive with that. A little more cumbersome. But this guy only takes a micro SD. So that's another difference. Plus a 4 gig of RAM. The other interesting thing about this guy is that Microsoft is going to come out with a version of Windows 10. It'll be stripped down, obviously, but it will work on this guy. So I'm super excited about that. I'm already signed up to get the updates about that. When that comes out, when we get that, I definitely will we'll do a show about that. But yeah, that's that guy. But yeah, so there's all kinds. I mean, all you have to do is go in and type in what do you do, what to do, things to do with your Raspberry Pi, and the list will go on and on and on. Personally, I mean, like this guy building basically a penetration tester. It's about testing. Can you penetrate through your security? So hoping to do some exploration in that part, and see if there's areas in which I need to improve my security, because I'm all about that. All about that. So that's what I was looking at that guy. This guy, like, um, this guy. I was toying around with the idea of probably putting XBMC. I think is something different now because they renamed it since they made the switch from XBMC to Kodi. Um, so which and then put some kind of thing on here so I could do like a VPN. So then I noticed we got up on you now. We got three format B is watching now. Welcome to the show. This is a podcast. Usually do about an hour show. Pete's Tech In. We explore ways to reuse old tech and do new things and really cool, awesome things with it. And also just looking at ways to do tech on the cheap and explore ways we can do money without do tech without breaking the bank. So we're not spending a lot of money. So we've been talking about the Raspberry Pi. Cool little computers, very cheap. You can run them off of. These guys, you think they need about for the computer power wise, you just need a one amp. USB charger will work. The B pluses you'll need like a 2 amp to be safe. Just having enough power. So yeah, lots of fun things. Like that one. Looking at mix Raspberry XBMC with a uh, VPN and basically create like a mobile media center for it. Kind of cool. We'll probably explore some of that on a later show. And then this guy here, which is the newest version of them. It'll probably end up with a version of Windows on it. It's probably with Windows 10. It'll probably end up on it. I want to say come out with their version for the Internet of Things. Um, just because, well, I can show you guys that, and then also looking at using this for podcasting, where you can connect maybe multiple cameras. I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. And then basically connect them. Because I'm looking at using this guy I'm looking at possibly starting up a cooking show here soon. I don't know exactly what the timeline is that on it, but being able to bring in two cameras so you can switch camera views. But that's not one little guy. Probably where this would like remote into something else and then use it. But yeah, so super fun computers. Lots of things you can do with them. It's crazy what some of the projects that people have done with them. From one of the more memorable ones, somebody hooked up it was like a dart launcher and four like Nerf darts in it, and they programmed it in their workplace that if somebody basically made an error in their coding or whatever, then they would uh, then the can would turn and fire at that person. But yeah, it's one of the more memorable ones. People have used them to make like simple things like wall clocks, uh, you know, cool alarm clocks. Just, I mean, you can make like internet radios out of. Incredible amount of stuff that you could do with one of these. And with them being as cheap as they are, like $35. It's, a lot of people picked them up just to toy around with, and to explore and do different things. Some people have actually hooked like a bunch of them together and done programming such that like one of them will act as like a supercomputer out of them. Um, but yeah, and then what people have done with them, like that's super creative, and they're just all over the place. And the same thing goes for the cases. Like this one I got with this one when I bought it. Bring it back here. So basically kind of big and round, and I think the idea is you just kind of spiral the cables around and then come bring them out. Um, Probably reason I think this one would work good for the one I'm gonna have mobile, because then I could kind of coil them up inside of it, close them all contained, and then really easy. I mean, you've got like this one's probably an injection mold one, just because you've got just because of those plastic, all the intricacies and well designed screw holes, so you can actually mount it somewhere. Um, but so yeah, and I get some of these, and I get people who like actually like make cases. Like my brother actually made a case for one of his Raspberry Pis out of Legos, which is always kind of cool to see people do that. I say way too much. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to introduce anybody who hasn't seen one to it, kind of explore it, and then later shows we'll actually be doing some cool projects with it. Um, but yeah, so I mean, it's really cool. I mean, every time I love talking about it and going, hey, what about Raspberry Pi? And so many people think that you're talking about, the food, like a Raspberry Pi, like an actual pie that you bake in the oven kind of thing. And they're like, and then a lot of it, because not very many people know about this. I've with as big as they've been and like how popular it's been, I've been it's surprised. I mean, it's surprising and not surprising, because I feel like you kind of have to be into computers to really get into these and really know. In some ways, you get to know about them. But I find them super exciting because um, I find it funny because like we talked about another show about this, but Intel released their little computer stick. It's about the size of a thumb drive, except it's got an HDMI connector on it instead of a USB port. Um, and basically plug into HDMI, and then you power it via USB. Um, and then it's got built-in Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, those kinds of things. And it can run. You can buy a Windows version that runs a version of Windows 8.1, or you can buy a Linux version. But those are it's like $100 plus. And I feel like as soon as Microsoft announced they were going to be releasing a version of Windows 10 for this, I feel like it just it's completely cut the market out from underneath them, from underneath uh, the Intel stick or anything like that, because it's like, yeah, that's like a hundred. I think the let me quick look this up. I think I feel like the cheaper model, which is Linux, is 140. Um, let's see. and it's like basically the same thing. Okay, here. You just go to Amazon and see what it says. Okay, that's about 100. That's what it's showing here. So it looks like maybe it came down in price a little bit. But still, you're talking about like on Amazon it's 106.99. That's over 3 times the cost. I mean, granted, it probably didn't end up being that much because just $39 for this, and then you're probably on one case on done with it. And then you'll need a keyboard, mouse. If you wanted to have Wi-Fi, you have to have a Wi-Fi card, which is like USB Wi-Fi. Like this guy is just calls it a Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi dongle. The stick does have Bluetooth, so I guess if you want Bluetooth, you can add that. But yeah, that's what's going on. And so, like, I mean, you can get Windows 10 instead of Windows 8. Granted, I mean, it is going to be a stripped down, but just from what I was seeing on the section for everything, it looked like it was a. I don't know. It looked like they were saying it was some combination of Windows 8.1 and Android 4.4. I don't know how those two mix, but I will have to check on that and see what all that tells me. We'll do a little snippet about that next week, um, next week's show. But yeah, lots of fun stuff. Um, but yeah, I was talking about things you do with this. I know one guy who uses this as it uses I think it was Raspberry Pi to be a VPN. That's another use for that. Um, you can also set it up to be like a NAS. Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff, and I mean, cheap. That's that's the big thing. Is that cost of $35 that just allows you to explore and do all kinds of things with it. Um, and just have a blast. I mean, here's my problem. I've got 3 of them now. I'm still trying to. I've been searching, trying to find those deals to get some good SSDs. I keep doing that. SSDs. No, they're SD cards. Cheap. Um, I think that's one thing that kind of has happened. Like doing the show, like I feel so much more like before I was super. Before I was aware, and I was always looking for that crazy deal. But I feel like it was there before, and then now it's like, and I'm just like, I feel like if I'm gonna talk about this, like fun to do on the cheap. And I showed you my